Hi guys, following the two by-election failures for the Tories, which saw Labour overturn significant majorities, Conservative MPs were sent out to spin the result, and spin they did. Here Jacob Rees-Mogg spoke to the BBC about the result in Kingswood, which saw Damien Egan beat Sam Brawley with a majority of 2,501. Now, I don't know if Jacob was in attendance as a Tory MP or as a GB News host, which I'll speak about in a moment, but he tried to claim that this wasn't a good result for Labour. Have a listen.
It's not as bad as I'd expected. That if you add together the Conservative and the Reform Party vote, it's more than the Labour Party vote. Labour didn't get over 50%. And bear in mind, this was a seat Labour held throughout its period of government from 1997 to 2010. If it's not winning and winning strongly here in a by-election, then its prospects for the general election aren't that good.
Okay, of course, he's going to try and spin this as it's actually not all that good for Labour. Labour won the seat, but they could have lost it. Yes, if you include the idea that, well, if the Conservatives and Reform Party had formed one vote, if the Reform Party didn't exist and all of the votes that went to Reform went to the Conservatives, yes, they would have held on to the seat by about 100 votes, more or less. But that's not, if we don't look at elections about what could have been, we look at elections about what actually happened. And Labour lost the seat. Now, back to Jacob Rees-Mogg, which is interesting because Jacob Rees-Mogg works for GB News, along with Lee Anderson. And I've been thinking recently about why the Conservative Party haven't removed the whip from Jacob Rees-Mogg, Lee Anderson and other Conservative MPs who work for GB News. Because GB News have been amplifying, have been promoting Reform UK. And Reform UK are undermining, as we can see here, the Conservative Party. And Jacob Rees-Mogg has even admitted that. If Reform UK didn't exist, then it's likely that Sam Brawley would have held on to the seat or won the seat. But instead, what's happening is Reform UK are eating into the Conservative vote. And Jacob Rees-Mogg, Lee Anderson and others are in a way indirectly promoting Reform UK. Because once again, GB News is promoting Reform UK. And Reform UK I don't think would be doing as well if it didn't have the support of GB News. And Jacob Rees-Mogg works for GB News. Lee Anderson works for GB News. So why the hell are moderates within the Conservative Party not demanding that the whip be removed from these MPs? Because they're undermining the Conservative Party indirectly by appearing on GB News, talking about the issues that Reform UK want to talk about. I really don't understand it, because there are moderate Conservatives who are likely to lose their seat because of Reform UK. Now, this was a by-election, so Reform UK, of course, were throwing everything at these two seats, the one in Kingswood and Wellingborough. When the general election comes around, of course, they won't be able to throw as much resources at individual seats. But they're still going to cause damage to the Conservatives, and there will be moderate Conservatives who will probably lose their seat, maybe because of a small win on the side of Labour or the Liberal Democrats, and it'll be down to Reform UK, who are being promoted by GB News, who are employing Conservative MPs. I really don't understand why the Conservative Party are allowing their MPs to work for GB News. It doesn't make any sense to me. They're undermining their own party. They're throwing their own MPs under a bus. Now, it's important to remember that by-elections are not an indicator, not a barometer for the general election, but there will be seats where the Conservatives need to hold on to as many voters as possible, and it's likely that the Reform Party will split the vote. Now, to spin Jacob Rees-Mogg's ideology here, or his logic, well, if the Liberal Democrats stand down in certain seats, then this could actually help the Labour Party. So if there were no Liberal Democrats, there's a chance that maybe Labour could win a seat where the Conservatives end up winning instead. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.